Hey, this is Tyres, and you're watching Barbecue 101. This evening, we're going to cook some steaks. And our prep work is simply this. We're going to use charcoal again, and we want to show you some of the steps it takes to prepare. Now, you're going to pan down, and we've already dumped our old ashes and charcoal. And the reason we do that is I'm going to lift this up and I'm going to show you. You can see down inside there's still some residue from what we cooked the other night. But the holes is what I wanted to show you. So we have to keep these holes clean, or semi-clean, if you will, so that the air can come up from the bottom. So we took all the old ashes out. And then I placed the charcoal over the grate, the bottom grate. And again, we're using Kingsford charcoal, okay, because it's readily available and it's good stuff. You will notice, if you look inside, that our charcoal is in the middle tonight. And there's a reason for that, because we're going to be cooking several steaks. And we don't need it all on one end and work all the steaks around to the hot spot. We want to cook right over top of the coals, and we're going to work our way around the outside. Okay, so our goal is to have as much surface area hot so that all the steaks cook evenly and all at the same time. Okay, so the first night we did this, we cooked at 6.5 minutes, and they were just about perfect. The other night we cooked at 5 minutes, and they were a little pink inside, which is not bad, it's good. But the majority of people here wanted something just a little bit more done. So we're going to go close to the 6-minute mark tonight, and we're going to try to get the steaks, as I like to call them, medium well or gray, where the juices run out. It's a little red tinge to it, but it's going to be perfect flavor. Okay, so that's why we've got our charcoals in the middle here of the grill, because we want to use all of the cooking surface we possibly can. Now, as Tyres will show us right here, we're just using this lighter fluid. Use any lighter fluid you like. This happened to be on sale. That's why we're using this, okay? I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to simply coat the charcoal. Be liberal about it. Don't overdo it, but be liberal. When you think you got it all coated well, okay, I think that's good. We'll set that back down over here. That's down. We'll wait a few seconds. It's drying as we're talking. The air is moving around. So again, this is drying. If you look now, it has dried somewhat. Okay, I'm gonna take my handy dandy lighter, and I'm gonna light this off. The wind is blowing a little bit, so we ought to get a little bit of resistance. Go all the way around. It helps to have a lighter. I recommend you get yourself a lighter. All right, now he's going to back up and let that burn just a little bit. Just to get it going. You shouldn't have to add any more to that. That's going to burn off. It's going to light the coals. And by the way, while we're talking about this, let me just make sure that everybody understands that the charcoal that we're using, this is wood packed together and pre-burnt. Okay, you don't find charcoal naturally occurring in the environment. They don't mine this. They don't dig this up. They take wood and they grind it up and they make a pellet like this, and then they burn it. They get it just enough burnt so that you can turn around and re-burn it. Okay? It's like if you ran a stove and all the coals in the bottom of your fireplace or your wood stove didn't burn and it cooled down, it would leave a briquette like this left behind. When you start your fire again, those coals are still there. You just reignite them and keep burning them. That's all we're doing with this. This is already done for us. We don't have to do any work, okay? So charcoal, use it. It's great. I like propane as much as I like charcoal. Right now we're using charcoal, and we're going to add a little wood to this and give us a little more woodsy type aroma and taste in our meat. So the grill's hot, and what we're going to do is I've got on gloves anytime you deal with raw meat, you really need to wear gloves, okay? And yes, I'm using tongs, but I may want to pick up the piece of meat off this plate and use my gloves and put it on the grill. There's nothing wrong with that either, but you want never touch the raw meat with your bare hands. Even though my hands are clean and I washed them, I still use gloves. These are the mechanic type gloves. They're just you buy them at your local gun store, or you can get them at your local mechanic store and use these. They are food grade as well. So if Tyres comes over here close to the grill, you're going to hear that old familiar sound. There you go, that sizzle. That's what we want to hear. We want to hear that sizzle. Now, what we've got this evening are ribeyes. Majority of these are ribeye. That one particular one, which is Hannah's favorite, is a New York strip. So we try to aim to please here. Everybody should get what they want. And again, thank you to Buy Right in Stokesdale, North Carolina. Appreciate it, David. Got a great deal on the ribeyes. Buy Right, Stokesdale, North Carolina. It's where you need to be buying your meat, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot of ribeyes to cook. Let me adjust just a little bit here, if I can get them all on. And yes, we are directly over the flame. That's our goal, is to be directly over the flame. That's a lot of steak. That's a lot of steak. And we're really going to enjoy this. You got to remember, that's the New York strip. We'll talk about cuts of meat at a later episode, but my favorite, and I've had it all. I've eaten everything on the cow except for the tail and the hoof and the hide, okay? I've tried it all. I love all of the steak, all the beef, all the parts on a cow. But my cut of meat is the ribeye. And I've gone years trying it all, and I've set myself on the ribeye is the best cut of meat for me. Now, you may disagree with that. When I grew up, we had everything, and we had a lot of round steak, okay? And that's what my parents could afford. But when I was able to do this for myself, I've settled on the ribeye. That's my cut of meat. That's my signature cut of meat. Now, but the New York strip, that is nothing wrong with that. It's a great cut of meat. I just prefer the ribeye. Okay, so we'll come back. We're gonna let these cook, and we're gonna put our lid on loosely, and we're gonna watch this. We're not gonna walk away. We're not gonna run away. We're not gonna go in the house and do something else and the steaks burn. We're gonna keep an eye on these, okay? Because we're directly over the coals. So what we're doing, we're searing in the juices, searing in the taste, and we can't go to sleep on this. We gotta watch it, okay? We don't want them to burn, and we don't want them to overcook them. Okay, so thanks for watching. We'll be right back. Okay, so we're back, and we're in the middle of our cook with the steaks. Just want to point something out to you. Remember, in the middle of this is where all our coals are concentrated. The outer side of this, very little coals, it's cooking, but it's not cooking as fast, which is what we wanted. So, that's very well. I'm going to rotate this one to the end, to the outside, so it doesn't cook nearly as fast. Same as that one. I'm going to rotate some of these to the middle, so they won't cook as fast, or get a good cook on now. Okay? Just wanted everyone to be able to see that. So there's a method to this, why we do it this way. That way, we're not trying to cook them all and cook them all too quickly. We're trying to use the heat that we have. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, here's our final product. So we got these that we've already taken off and rotated to the middle, and they're cooked, they're done. And these are the final products on the last ones. They never all cook the same. They don't all, you cook 20 steaks, you don't take 20 steaks off the grill. They all cook at different stages. So you'll take 2 or 3 off that are done. These are the last 4 here. They have a little bit more fat on them. And Tyres, I know that's getting heavy. Can you hold it? He says he's got it. All right. Last one. All right. And that's all she wrote. Now, we're done our cook. We're going to go inside and we're going to enjoy these, and we'll come back one more time and we'll show you after we plate these up and what everything looks like. So the cooking process continues because all the steaks are hot. The aluminum foil traps the heat inside and they'll continue to cook. That's why you want to wrap them. If you leave them unwrapped, all your heat dissipates and you don't get the benefit of them continuing to cook. So we're going to unwrap this. Set that to the side. And let me get a fork here. And you can see the steam rising off these steaks. There ain't a bad one in this entire bunch. Okay? Well, I'm going to look around and I'm going to get that one. I think I remember that one. That's the one I want right there. All right. So that's our finished product. These are ribeye steaks. Again, thank you, David at Buy Right, Stokesdale, North Carolina, for giving us a really good choice cut of meat. And we're going to start and we're going to dig in on this. So thank you for watching. And that's our final product. Barbecue 101.